Welcome to WWP Clips. This is the official Clips channel for We Want Picks. We will be uploading our individual fight breakdown videos here, so make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. And as always, go to wewantpicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. Next up at UFC Vegas 58, opening up the main card, we have Michael Johnson taking on Jamie Mullarkey. Michael Johnson, 20-17 overall, 1-4 in his last 5, coming in on pretty short notice after a KO win just a month ago. Jamie Mullarkey, 14-5 overall, 2-3 in his last 5, coming off a knockout loss 3 months ago. Michael Johnson, nobody say what? What's happening in this comment section? What is happening? Oh, you're stupid because you look like Jamie Mullarkey. I thought I had something wrong on the screen. Okay.
No, I was waiting for your dumbass to make some smart-ass comment, but
I don't insult you like how you look. You can't help that you're short, pale as hell, skinny.
No, I'll ban.
Unreasonably
I'm a screenshot.
freckled.
We're gonna ban everyone. I'm a ban.
I
Does he
mean,
even have freckles? I don't know. Oh, I guess he kind of does, doesn't he?
That's not anything that you can.
I think he only has a 6-pack, and I got like a 12-pack. So
God giveth and God
my
taketh.
muscle
And
definition is much better than that.
You
guy
have
right
been
there.
taketh from Michael Johnson. Again, he's jumping in on somewhat short notice here. He's only a month removed from that win over Alan Patrick. He's a very talented guy, and he's had an incredibly tough competition slate in his career. It's easy to say, oh, he's got 13 losses in the UFC and assume like, he's just a journeyman at this point, which I guess you could argue he might be, but let's take a closer look at those losses. Beneil Dariush, Nate Diaz, Khabib, Justin Gaethje, Darren Elkins, Thiago Moises, Clay Guida. I mean, that's just a murderer's row of the light heavyweight division over the last 10 years. And skill-wise, he's pretty good everywhere. He's a talented striker. He doesn't really have a ton of power, but he has a really nice footwork. He's got a positive striking differential at around the half a strike, which again, go through all those names I just listed. The fact that Michael Johnson has landed more strikes than he's received over that career with that competition level is very, very impressive. Jamie Mullarkey reinvented himself in 2021 as a striker. He put together 2 beautiful knockouts in a row, and that caught up to him in his last fight against Jalen Turner. He had some moments of success, including a takedown in that fight, but he just could not handle the power and was ultimately KO'd. Jamie's a pretty well-rounded guy, but I'd not say that he's great anywhere. He's solid everywhere. He puts things together well. If you look at his losses, he had a decent outing against Brad Riddell, who we now know is very good, although he was just put out also to Jalen Turner. He has that loss to Volkanovski in 2016. Nice body of work under him as well. Not quite what Michael Johnson has done, but he's primarily a grappler. He's got solid takedowns, good pressure on top. He ground and pounds pretty well. He sets up transition and creates scrambles and then looks for submissions there. And Jamie Mullarkey, the line is moving. He was a 2-1 favorite the other day. Now he's an even wider favorite now. I honestly, I'm not sure why. I don't know what I'm missing. Like, yes, he had that 2-run knockout streak last year. I got it. But those were against lesser skilled opponents than Michael Johnson. And frankly, I don't even think they're in the UFC anymore. And outside of that, he's a grappler who I don't think is going to be able to out-grapple Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson has a 78% takedown defense over 25 UFC fights, which includes Clay Guida and Khabib. And those are the only 2 people in 10 years that were able to take him down more than once. And if you think that he outstrikes Michael Johnson, I'm going to disagree with you there too. Michael Johnson has only been knocked out 1 single time in his 25 UFC fights, and that was to Josh Emmett. Outside of that, I can only think of 1 time where he lost the fight because he was outstruck. Not knocked out, he was just outstruck in that fight. So I get it. Michael Johnson, older, real rough skid, right? He was on a rough 4-fight losing skid before that last fight. But Michael Johnson's still a good fighter, and I think he wins this fight. What do you think? You sticking with the ginge? You got a little ginge bond going on here?
He's not a ginger, and neither am I. I mean, if you look at his hair right there, it's brown, and
Sure.
There's no way that you're serious, right? Like this is a
serious.
it's called We Want Picks. It's like we're trying to like build off momentum from last week. It was a great last week, and then like I don't know what the hell you're doing this week. We've been opposite. Like I mean, like every single pick. I literally don't know what the hell is going on. Is this? I don't know if this is like a joke or like you picked Michael Johnson. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Tell me how you think Jamie Mullarkey wins this fight. I'd love to hear.
However the fuck he wants to win the fight, Angelo.
Okay, sure.
He's gonna wrestle.
So he'll out wrestle Michael Johnson.
I thought you asked me a question. So I thought you asked me a question. So usually when people are having a dialogue, somebody asks a question and then they let the person answer the question instead of talking over them. So you let me know when you're done and then I'll answer the question.
I mean, I'm in a mood. You're pushing a nerve, and I would wring that skinny, ridiculous freckled neck of yours if you were anywhere near me. But go ahead.
No,
I'll
bring
pause.
that same energy. Next time I come over, I want that same energy.
Saturday.
We'll see what happens. We'll set up a camera and we'll see what happens. You know, when I hit that flying triangle and break your arm, I don't want anybody crying.
Okay.
Better sign that waiver.
Sure. Go ahead.
Listen, Jamie Mullarkey, he should have a wrestling advantage. He should have the power advantage. He should have a toughness advantage. You know, the Jalen Turner knockout actually holds up pretty well because we saw what Jalen Turner was doing to everyone. And Jamie Mullarkey was eating shots. I mean, he was eating shots in the first round. He was able to survive and throw back on his own. That dude's got real power in his hands. Tough as shit. Looks great. The guy looks fantastic, by the way. I can't believe he even fights. He should be in Vogue, GQ, sexiest man alive right there. If I'm looking at that guy, I'm thinking that guy's a fucking model. I'm Jamie Mullarkey all the way. There's a reason why he's a big favorite. Michael Johnson, honestly, to be completely honest with you, this does feel like the type of fight that Michael Johnson is going to win. Like there's just the random fights that he just somehow wins. If he just shows up and it's like, oh, the best thing I saw, who was it that tweeted? It was it says Michael Johnson is a guy that could submit Khabib and then next week lose a decision to Roxanne Modafferi.
Very inconsistent. Yeah,
just super. But this seems like one of those fights. Or maybe he shows up, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? I wouldn't trust to put the money on him. I'm not going to put any money on Jamie Mullarkey. I do think the odds are inflated a little bit, but you know he should absolutely win the fight. I brought it back and I said it. You know what is real. So. But he should absolutely win this fight.
Yeah, listen, I do believe in momentum when it comes to fighting and just general energy and stuff like that. And Michael Johnson was on a bad skid, and he got that win. He looked good. He's jumping back in there quick turnaround. I feel it. Like I feel like he cares again. And keep in mind, Michael Johnson was very good. There was a period in time where he had a nice run, and he was very good. And he was at Black Zillions, and then Glenn Robinson died, and then the team got split up, and like a lot of things happened, and then that's when he started to fall off a bit. But now, things seem to be coming together for him. So we'll see what happens. But I like Michael Johnson here. I do have a money line bet on him because of those odds. I took a stab at it. The fact that. Like, listen, even in the comments section, I see you guys, Michael Johnson was good 7 years ago. And listen, maybe it's a Cowboy situation where Cowboy used to be good. But, hey, Cowboy won that first round the other night. Did he not? So,
no,
there you go. Go ahead. What's up?
No, I was going to say, I do have a bet on this fight, and it is 3 units on does not go the distance. It's minus 200. It's 3 units to get a unit and a half back. Jamie Mullarkey is a guy that is going to finish somebody or, get finished. He's just one of those guys now that just throws haymakers and gets a little bit wild. So I like that bet. 3 units on does not go the distance for this fight. So if Michael Johnson ends up finding that weird finish or whatever, no, it's fine with me for my money.
Well, we'll find out what happens because this is, Jamie Mullarkey's coming back after that big knockout loss, and we'll see what he does. He might just be diving at legs immediately. Or he'll go right back to his hands because he fell in love with them a year ago. So we'll see what happens. It should be an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to it. DraftKings.
I just understand there's so many people in the chat that are so high on Michael Johnson, like he's like this world beater. I understand he's talented, but it's like, Jesus. Do you trust him that much? I don't know. I understand your bet. Like, take it. Like, that's probably the better value. I understand your bet, but the people are like, oh, he's definitely going to win this fight. It's like, all right.
Well, it is a what have you done for me lately sport, and lately Jamie Mullarkey was put out. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I trust Michael Johnson. Jamie Mullarkey, I don't see him knocking out Michael Johnson. I don't see him out wrestling Michael Johnson. Khabib could only take him down twice. Jamie Mullarkey's going to take him down 5 times? Come on. Anyway, $7,100 if you're on the Michael Johnson side, that's the best value you're going to get on the entire card. If you think Jamie Mullarkey puts him out, then yeah, go ahead and spend $9,100. You going to spend the $9,100? Yeah, okay. Solve that. I think it's more and more on the Monkey Knife Fight strike line. I don't think there's a stoppage here. I think it's a decision. And I could be wrong. Michael Johnson just put out Alan Patrick.
The odds are pretty confident.
Yeah, I mean, Michael
So
Johnson's
put that
coming
bet.
off
If you think it goes to a decision, let me get those odds. You can put it right now. Let's see. Let's put your money with the Masters. Plus 160.
The reason I don't necessarily think there's a stoppage here is because Michael Johnson's not really a stoppage guy. Yes, he's coming off that knockout over Alan Patrick. And Jamie Mullarkey, he's had those 2 knockouts, but I don't see him knocking out Michael Johnson. Even an old Michael Johnson hasn't been getting put out. Josh Emmett years ago. That's it. So we'll see what happens here. I think it's a decision, therefore, or at least goes late. Therefore, I like the more on the Monkey Knife Fight strike line. And remember, the Monkey Knife Fight strike line is total strikes, not significant strikes, just total. Anything, slaps, pitter-patter, any contact counts towards this strike line. 43, 45, you need 15 a round and you're square. So I think 15 punches in a single round is not an absurd thing to get. I like the more, and if you want to follow that, go to WeWantPicks.com/MKF. They will instantly match your deposit up to $100. And if you want $50 for free, WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, and we will send you $50 as a thank you